everyone, this is Beth from Art by Bedell, and I have a journal to share with you. It is a commission journal, so it's already spoken for. It's a nature journal. It is one of my large journals, so it measures something like 7.5 by 11.5 with a 3-inch spine. And it's fabric covered. It's machine stitched and hand stitched. The outside has some of my echo print leaves done with the technique that Sasibo showed us on her channel, and I'll try to remember to link that below, where you use a die cut machine to press the leaves and get the print on your paper. And a lot of the supplies in this journal have been sent to me from my friend Linda. This is her journal. And the fabric on the cover, the doilies, they're all from Linda. And let's see, on the back side, there's the back side. There is, and the closure is some ribbon that goes through and has been glued on. 3 signatures, hand sewn in with 7-hole pamphlet stitch. I think there's somewhere around 120 something pages. I haven't really counted them. So this the inside cover, front cover, has an echo print on it of a colt's foot leaf. We have a lot of those around here. That has been done with a boiling technique. And then I just have a library card and a bookmark on the inside. There's a lot of pockets with a lot of journaling cards in this journal also. And as you'll see, the ephemera here, like of the animals, the different things, have all been what Linda had sent. And then I have complemented what she has sent to me with my mixed media cleanup paper. And that's what this is. And some of this here also. So here's one of the journal cards. All the journal cards have some room on the back for journaling. And we're going to do a quick flip through here. I've had a cold, well, actually it was over a week ago, and I was sick with it for 2 days, but I've had a lingering cough. So my voice gets a little worn out, so I'm going to quickly go through this anyhow. Here's some handmade paper that I made with a stencil, and it has a butterfly on it. These are my these are my coffee stain papers, and I have stenciled fern on some of those. And this paper is from Linda that's been made into an envelope, and so it has half on this side and half on the other side, and inside is a journal card. This paper here, you'll see pieces of this throughout the journal also. They're from my friend Kai. She sent me a bunch of maps of state forests, and I thought that went really well in a nature journal. And some more coffee stained. Here is a piece of book paper, vintage book paper. And then I made a flip up notepad here with this one. Linda had sent this really cool tissue paper here, so we put that on there. And then behind that is another journaling card up here. A beautiful fox. I just love that fox. This is some of my cleanup paper. This is one of my stenciled leaves from the technique that Sasibo sent, or debuted and showed to us. And inside the pocket is a frog on a journal card. And some more mixed media paper. This is a page out of an old book I made into like a little notebook type thing inside the journal. And this is the back side with another of my hand-stitched leaves, echo printed leaves with some beads on it. I liked adding the beads, and I seen that the beads was added by Annelis Journaling, and she is also on YouTube, but that's where my inspiration for that came from. This is a piece of vintage ledger paper, dates back to 1970. And on the other side, we have a tuck spot here with another journal card, and I didn't want to cut the bottom of the tree off because that's where the man stands down here that shows you how tall this tree is, so I just folded it up. And another beautiful fox.
coffee stain paper. The back side of that envelope that I told you about, and it has another journal card. This is a piece of handmade paper, and over the top of it we have a notepad, and it just rests on there. A cute little mouse and a tree branch. And then I just slide it back over the top of the page like that. And here we have, this is wallpaper, I believe. It came from Linda. This owl print was out of a book, and it wasn't sturdy enough to have the owl stand up above the pocket. So what I did was I backed it with some cardstock because I wanted the owl to stand up like that. And then it has another journal card inside there like that. These are flip outs over on this page. They're made with some paper that was echo printed with a boiling technique. Also the echo print with the press. The press, what I have is a Cuttlebug. You can use your Big Shot, whatever kind of die cut press that you happen to have. I believe will probably work if you get the right pressure. And then we have a couple of journal cards here. And then if you take off the paper clip, then this opens up and you have more journaling space here. And the same with the bottom one. It will open up too. You remove the paper clip. Some of my cleanup paper that I made into mixed media paper, and now we have this. This is an original for me for my journals. This is the first time that I've put a scroll in my journals. Now, I know scrolls are not new to any of us, but I have not seen anybody add a scroll to a journal. Now, if you have, I would love to see, so please post and tag me so that I can see what they have done with a scroll. Otherwise, I've looked and looked and I haven't found anything with anybody that had one. So I'm believing at this point that this is an original idea. Now, to come up with an original idea is just about darn near impossible. So like I say, if you know of somebody else that has done scrolls, I would love to see what they've done. This is a piece of handmade paper that I incorporated some of my ferns from the woods into the paper when I made it. And then I added this little cluster here with some corrugated cardboard. And then the scroll is on the edge of my paper and the edge of my page instead of like on the middle somewhere where it's going to really bulk up the journal. It rests on the edge and it closes pretty good. It really doesn't add a whole lot to the journal. But anyhow, here it is. It's on the edge of this paper. I have it tied with a piece of echo print muslin with a boiling technique, and you just untie it here. And this scroll is made out of a piece of that map paper from Kai, and I think it's a piece of map from one of the state forests. I don't know whether it's Allegheny or Tioga, but it's one of the state forests. And I thought, how perfect to have a piece of map in a nature journal of the forest. So I made my scroll out of that, and then it just opens up like this, and you have all this room for writing. Now the stick is just something I found in my yard, and I will just wind it back up and then tie my fabric, and we have our nice little scroll addition to our journal. I'm curious to see how Linda feels about the scroll, what she thinks. So Linda, leave me a message and let me know what you think. Do you think it hinders the journal? Do you think it adds to the journal? Let's hear it, guys. Let's hear what you think about it. So I will tie this closed. I'm loving the scroll. You'll probably see it in more of my journals, especially I'm going to have to get it in one of my journals. This is a piece of, I believe it is wallpaper also that came from Linda, and I just did some decoupage, or some collage work here and put some gesso on it and then this is also from a stencil with some embossing paste, and I had folded it over. This is one of the leaves from when I did the printing with the die cut machine, and I did some hand stitching and some beads. This is cheesecloth that was dyed with avocados, and it flips open for journaling room. Another piece out of a book with my paper ruffle here. And then this opens up. I had that folded. I'd like to keep that folded. There we go. And inside is a beautiful raccoon on a tree. So this paper is watercolor paper, and it is the leaves from my burning bush, and these are petals from my geranium that I did with the die cut machine, and then I added some watercolor to them. The back side. Piece of matte paper. This came from a brochure or something that Linda had sent me that already had the envelope or the window on it. It wasn't an envelope, I don't believe. Well, anyhow. And one of my Echo Print leaves. And then inside is another journal card. Coffee stain. This page is out of Helen Steiner Rice book. And I love her poems. This came to me from another friend, was gifted to me from Donna, and when I seen it, because Donna goes, and when she sees things she thinks that I can use, she'll mail them to me. Thank you, Donna. That's very nice of you. And when I seen this, when she had sent this to me and I opened up the package, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's going to go in Linda's journal. So that's where that came from. Some more coffee stained. And our matte paper, again, with another one of our pockets with a journal card. Echo printing, another flip out like this with a nice, big, beautiful owl. A hummingbird on the back side. This is another piece side of that wallpaper with a leaf. Opens up. And the other side of the matte paper with another scroll and cluster here. This is my cleanup paper, and I have over here a notepad. In the back side of this, I have some hand stitching here. Inside is a journal card. And then this, if you take off the paper clip, opens up all the way, let's see, it's accordion folded, all the way out to here. So that's a nice little addition for extra space. We have this beautiful lace that Linda had sent, and then some of my paper that I did some collage work on and added gesso on top. Just really liking that. And then on the back side, I added some spray inks, some more paper out of a book. Linda also had sent me a list of things that she would like to see included in the journal, and one of them was an old water pump. So I have a bucket, and then she wanted Grandma's garden. So this is what I think of when I see a Grandma's garden. And then she wanted a country road. So there's the dirt road. And the quote says, leave the roads, take the trails. And this is one of my Echo prints when I did the boiling technique. There we go. And a buffalo. Over here on this page, now I've done many, many belly bands before, as I'm sure all of you have also. This belly band is a little different for me, although because I did some crazy stitching. So what I did for this belly band, let me take the journal card out and see if the belly band stands out a little bit more. I took a piece of paper, actually it was some corrugated cardstock that Linda had sent to me, and this was a blue color. And I added a piece of lace, and then I just added scraps of paper, scraps of fabric, some scraps of some fibers, and then some vellum that I made into mommy-gami and did some stitching on. And then I just, with a dot of glue, glued them all down so they'd stay in place. And then I went with my sewing machine and did a lot of crazy stitching to hold everything in place. And that made this different belly band. And here's our journal card that fits inside that. And over here, I have a piece of fabric. It was muslin that I had. The yellow color came from when I had Echo printed it with the boiling technique, but my prints from my leaves did not show up so well. So I took it and I redid it with Sasebo's message, or Sasebo's technique, where we used the die cut machine, and I got these beautiful prints right on top of this Echo print yellow fabric. And we have a pocket, again, with some mamigami paper made out of vellum, and then I did some French knots on it. Inside is a card that was made from my Echo Print Boil technique, and there's some of my leaves on that. Made a card out of that, and this is on ledger paper. Just a little collage here. This is another piece from the die cut machine technique on watercolor paper. I just am in love with that. I love the prints that we get with that. Over here, this is a stamp that I used Tombow markers on and got a watercolor effect. And then I have a backside of an envelope for a pocket here. Again, this is with the die cut machine that I used to get my prints, and sprayed the inside of the paper with some inks. This one is done with a stencil and embossing paste, and it is a belly band, and then it has a journal card in top. And there we go, and some more of that blue corrugated cardboard that Linda had sent to me, and a beautiful mushroom here. And a picture, again, could be Grandma's garden. A really cool looking bear. And then over here, I used the layer technique where I tore all my pages, and I made a window where a deer is peeking through, and then the other, and I did some hand stitching on it. And we are at almost the back of the book here, and this is an outhouse, a notepad, and then down here is a clothesline. And there we are at the back of the journal. And then we have a pocket on the back with some pansy seeds. So that is Linda's journal for her. She will get this, hopefully I'll get this out in the mail tomorrow, which is Monday. Today's Sunday, so hopefully on Monday for her, so that she'll have her journal. It's a real joy to make something special for a dear friend, and I was honored when she asked me if I would make her a special journal. So here we go, Linda. I hope you enjoyed this, and we shall see everybody again soon. Have a great day. Bye now.